Okay, hello. I am here. I was gonna make a bad Morbius joke. I love the part in Soul Sov where Ysmé said it's sovereign time and then sold all over the place. No, it's bad. The joke is bad. It's time. So I went back and I went back into the YouTube to see how long we spent in chapter 1, because chapter 1, when I read it the first time with no voice acting, I think it took me like 40 minutes. And it was a 2-hour VOD, which I think equates roughly to what we've seen with Zero Escape in terms of how much longer things get when you're voice acting them. Chapter 2 is significantly longer than Chapter 1 is, so I'm hoping that I'm not here for the next 4 hours, and that I then stream another 4 hours tonight. But, I wanted to make sure that we had Chapter 2 on the books, since PB Jacqueline and I never streamed it. So if you haven't read Soul of Sovereignty yet, first of all, go read Soul of Sovereignty. It's on Itch. It costs $10, I think, still. $9.99 technically, but who's counting? And you'll get every single update for free as the author releases them. Which is great. It's a great deal. But if you haven't read it, then I want to make sure that we at least got a little bit of context for some of the stuff that happens before Riley, Martin, and I just jump directly into Chapter 3. Also, I read Chapter 2 at the beginning of the year? I think? Sometime near the beginning of the year. So it's been a minute. I remember a lot of the stuff that happens, but I don't remember all of it. Like, I'm sure that there's lore details in the middle that I have forgotten about. Okay, the right microphone is on. Great. So if you've forgotten what happened in Chapter 1, I don't blame you. It's been a while. In Chapter 1, we meet the most divorced I was about to say mom. Not untrue. Loic is also a MILF. The most divorced man of all time, who is about to be more divorced. Loic is a... Oh god. The actual word I've forgotten. But he's like a flower... He's a mage, but he deals specifically with, like, flower stuff. Gigi, if you end up watching this, I'm so sorry I'm butchering, the story. This is bad Soul Sov explanation, Chapter 1. And it becomes extra divorced by entering a partnership. Yes, it's true. A very pallid woman comes into the inn where he is staying and asks him to accompany her to a nearby temple. He does. It turns out that this is Ysmé. She's after the sovereignty to become the new god. Loic is like, I don't really want to, like, accompany you. And she goes, tough. She's so cool. I love her. And she does end up picking up the sovereignty, but in order to actually use it, she has to go on a quest. First of all, she needs a follower, and Loic agrees to become her follower. I mean, he doesn't immediately agree to become her follower. But he does eventually agree to become her follower, and she has to go on a quest in order to... Yeah. I'm giving up on explaining it. It sounded so much better in my head. No, I'm pretty sure if I'm... Yeah, see, these two are my save files from when I first read it. And then I think this is my save file from when we streamed it. So I'm gonna pick up that one because I'm pretty sure this one is, right before chapter 2. Yes. So let's... Or... I guess we need to load this. Loading will lose unsaved progress. Yes. Or I'm gonna totally fuck this up. Load. Okay, here we go. Yes? Yeah, we got there eventually. So, I'm gonna end up doing the majority of the rating for this, at least for now, because I don't... Martin said that she might pop in later. Riley's doing stuff. I'm not in the voice chat either, so it's just me for now. Do I have enough voices in me to do this? I don't know. Do you remember? The vents were open that day, letting the wind pass through. Real wind. Not the stuff they normally turned out to keep people from going crazy. This was the wind that lived and breathed that I could swear blew my hair into my face on purpose. The sound of it took me to places I could never imagine seeing with my own eyes. I didn't totally understand why, but I kept coming back to the roof on ventilation days. But that particular day, a teacher saw me, and I learned we weren't actually supposed to be going up on the roof. Too dangerous. I got detention, which I didn't take too well. I was a good student. I could handle teasing, rumors, even being alone, as long as I didn't disappoint anyone. That was different. 30 minutes in a room I'd never seen the inside of before. Put on my bravest face and opened the door. It was meant to be a quiet place to reflect. Prayer was encouraged, never required. But how could I do anything else? Hi, Builder. The second I entered the room, my eyes were glued to his image, larger than life on the wall. His gaze, too sacred for our sight, pierced the veiling hands and fell squarely on me. He knew how afraid and upset I felt, how harsh I thought my punishment was, and he sympathized with me. But was it so simple? Was going up to the roof the only wrong I'd done? I stood before him, dumbfounded and defenseless. The layers of my heart fell away one by one. I could hear a jumble of my own thoughts echoing in my head. What had I been so obsessed with? The wind that lived and breathed, what did that even mean? Places I could never imagine seeing. The outside? The rotting world we'd been saved from? Yeah, arguably an apocalypse happened of some sort. Not 100% sure about that yet. I lived in safety and comfort, in the loving embrace of the Almighty, and I daydreamed about going out into the dead wilderness? What was wrong with me? My lip trembled, my fists clenched. Disgust welled up in me, but the thought of crying was worse. If anyone deserved to cry, shouldn't it be the one whose love I'd thrown away? And yet, he smiled at me. Softly, patiently, waiting for me to go to him. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. You know what's in my heart. I try my best, but I'm weak and... Tears blurred my vision. I blinked them away. And with clear eyes met a smile that hadn't changed. This is what's known as the Kuleshov effect. Yeah? You read emotion into what you're seeing, into the smile that you're seeing in front of you. He still waited. A sick feeling spread through my stomach and I knelt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was imagining things. I was letting the voice in, but that isn't what I want. I want to live in your vision. I want to be remade, so please. He continued to wait. See, this is the thing, right? By the way, if I didn't mention the content warnings before. Content warnings for lots and lots and lots of religious guilt associated, like, religious guilt, religious trauma. Also, like, magical mind and memory manipulation, especially in this chapter. It's not gonna come up immediately, but it's gonna happen. What was it? What hadn't I done? My breath grew short and frantic. The world around me started to spin. Finally, the thought struck me to look elsewhere for the source of his disappointment. And for the first time, I saw you there. You leaned with your back against the wall, looking at nothing, ignoring him. How can you just stand there? The words spilled out. I barely even heard myself shouting. You just lifted your eyebrows at me. You know you don't have to do all that, right? What? We're in here for 28 more minutes. Then we can go. Praying isn't going to pass the time any faster. It had only been 2 minutes? I'm not trying to pass the time. I want to make things right with him. Well, what did you do? That's for him to judge. Wasn't gonna judge. Just curious. Hey, well, wanna know why I'm here? They caught me on the arches again. I mean, they'll throw the book at me for any reason, but that was today's. The arches? Like, on the outside. Yeah. Hold on a second. My brain is like... That's... What? Why? Isn't that dangerous? Have you ever felt the wind out there? It's nothing like inside. Once you really feel it, you never get over it. At least I haven't. I can't breathe sometimes when I think about living here forever. That's why, as soon as I get the chance, I'm out. I stared in silence. Man, I knew it. You are cool. Sorry? Me? You haven't rolled your eyes. If you think I'm crazy, at least you're being nice. I'm kind of here for the same reason as you. What? Whoa, for real? The wind is different. It really is. I just like to breathe it in. Sometimes I swear I can even... In the corner of my eye, I saw the builder's smile turn cold. Still the Kuleshov effect, girl. Never mind. What? No, don't look at him. Forget his stupid face. I flinched. He's not... Don't say that. Okay, sorry. You can look at him if you want. Or you could look at me. You walked around opposite the image so that I'd face away to follow. I was nauseous. My heartbeat pounded in my ears. But I did follow you. And you smiled, big and bright and fearless under the builder's gaze. I didn't realize it then, but that smile healed me more than his ever had. Yeah. When did I start hating you for it? Normal, 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 normal! So normal! There are no stories about the Builder's rise to power. His faithful hands would tell you he was always a god, that he created the world and everyone in it. A well-meaning, holy idiot with no clue what mortal life was like. No wonder the mosaic was the best he could do. Maybe if I looked at it that way, I'd be playing the part of a hero. Too bad I know better. Riley's not here to voice Ysmé for me, so I will be doing it until and unless they show up. The sovereignty. The power to reshape the world. A legend that eluded even the mosaic's so-called greatest treasure hunter, and it was mine. Everything I could dream of was mine. Until it wasn't. You have not yet realized the fullness of your vision, nor manifested it by your works. Until you overcome the remaining trials, you must continue to walk the earth as a human. Now, a second trial awaits in the remains of Ericest. Ericest, some ruined capital. Loic knew the name. According to him, we'd arrive on foot in 2 days. A little persuasion made it 1 day with no breaks. Now the sun set behind us on a worn-down mountain path. Below us, a valley of thick fog, like endless nothing. Tired already? He's been lagging behind long enough by now that I have to raise my voice. I catch a flash of exhaustion on his face before he sweeps it under the usual smile. A bit. Whatever godly stamina the sovereignty has blessed you with seems to have skipped over me. But we're making good time. Perhaps we can spare an hour or so to rest? I asked for a yes or no, not an itinerary. Now keep walking before I make you crawl. Ysmé, I love you. The worst. The worst. With such affection in my heart. As you wish. And then a little bow. And that's it. Oof. You know what? I've decided I am tired of walking. Carry me. Orange text means that she's giving him an order that he has to follow. This makes him pause, like he's unsure he heard me right. But we both know there's no mishearing. Soon enough, he stoops slowly down to offer his back. All right, off we go. You know you're not fooling anybody with the fake cheer, right? He laughs, barely. You yourself warned me not to expect sympathy, Ysmé. If you'd prefer I begged for it now, you need only say the word. These two are the worst. They are so bad for each other in a way that is like watching a train wreck in slow motion. Now, I'd like to say the amount of heavy lifting I did at the shop would surprise you. On a better day, I might manage like this a while longer. Sadly, between the lack of sleep and all of yesterday's excitement, I think we've discovered my physical limit. So, with apologies. Huh? Hey! Shit! Why did I say shit? Like, hold on a second. Shit! Shit! The sweetest, tiniest shit of all time. That's not Ysmé. At all. Fog everywhere. I can barely make out the mosaic's shadow in the distance, past the slope we tumbled down from. Here's my witness, collapsed a few paces away. He didn't fall that hard, did he? Hey. No, 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 no. If you die, I die, and I'm not going out like this. Get up. That's an order. Your concern touches the heart. And you may rest assured your immortality is in no danger, if I can just have a minute to catch my breath. Fine. Shame on me for expecting my sworn servant to get a little exercise for his god. What happens when I order you to do something you really don't want to do? Such as... Oh, I don't know. Kill somebody? You'll want a more capable man for the job, I think. But I've already told you I'm not convinced by that kind of talk. Even without hearing the full truth, I believe you're searching for kindness, and you're just as worthy of it as everyone. Boy, I forgot that you're like this! Please. Well, however I'm choosing to look at it, the decision's been made. No going back now, even if I might do some things differently, given a second chance. Riley and Martin and I have had conversations about this man. He makes me sick in the head. But while we're on the subject, there's something I've been meaning to ask since we entered into this relationship together. Shoot. What is your vision for the sovereignty? What kind of world will you create with it? He's like principled over everything. This is a man who wants to go. Riley Martin and I have been talking about how Loic is a man who absolutely like wants to go apeshit, but has no juice to do so. It's incredible. A world for me. What else? Yes, I imagine any sovereign hopeful would say the same. My question is more what that looks like, exactly. Oh, reclining on a throne, naked servants feeding me little fruits, that kind of thing. I'm only encouraging you to give it some thought. After all, the voice seemed to think your vision had a ways to go yet. Yeah, because she's only thinking about herself. If nothing else, have you considered the lives of ordinary people under your rule? Other than the naked servants, I mean. Oh, you can have a thong if you're feeling modest. Benevolent god indeed. But let's cut the shit. What kind of world are you hoping I'm hoping for? Come again? I can believe that you saved me because you felt bad or whatever. That's fine. What I don't buy is that a smart guy like you wouldn't be looking for a way to make it worth his while. You say I'm worthy of kindness? In other words, if you're nice enough to me, you'll be able to call in a favor once I'm in charge. So let's hear it. In fact, I'll take a wild guess. Your kid, right? Yeah, notably, the thing that I forgot for this summary is that Loic is currently in search of a flower. It's a specific flower that he's looking for that will heal his daughter, who is very ill. For better or worse, I've signed away my life. Am I wrong to hope it was for the better? Okay, but are you hoping that, Loic? So you admit it. You misunderstand. I mean to save my daughter with or without your help. I was already prepared to manage without. But if the sovereignty does fall into your hands, there's one favor I think you'll be inclined to grant me. Oh? Now this I've got to hear.
Ysmé, when I watched you rise from the temple as a god in all your glory, I was truly, deeply afraid.
But as you issued your challenge to the shield, to the mosaic itself, a part of me rejoiced. That tower is the only home I've ever known. Within its walls lie the dearest treasures of my heart. And yet... Well, to make a long explanation short, I have a good feeling that you and I share more common ground than you think, my fellow heretic. Boy! I'm sorry, do you hear that? What? Now I do. The slow approach of a propeller. Ugh. I don't need the headlights blaring through the mist to confirm my first thought. I know a shield SV when I hear one. Help is on the way! Please remain calm! Great. The pilot makes a sloppy landing and rushes out to greet us. Are you two alright? I heard a scream and... Ah! Oh my goodness. You're her! She falls to her knees on the spot. Please have mercy. I'll do anything you want. Oh, how cute. What do you think you can offer a god? Get up. Maybe there's something you can do for my mortal dead weight. Sure enough, the SV is packed with supplies. A blanket, a radiator, first aid stuff. Most importantly for my witness, a few pitiful rations. Thank you, truly. Don't mention it. And do you... Wait, do gods eat? I've never hosted one before. He's just like, oh my god, she's so cute. If you don't mind my asking, we've met, haven't we? Very briefly at the lamplight. Yeah. Now I'm pretty sure that Gigi added a accent onto Fell's name to make it obvious what the pronunciation was more like, but it's not showing up in this text. So if I butcher this and then we get into chapter 3 and it turns out I have been pronouncing it wrong, don't worry about it. Felicie Faré. Fel for short. Loic Art. Pleased to meet you properly, Miss Faré. Yeah, there we go. Or maybe it's Felicie? I'm not 100% sure. I think actually the accent has to do with the intonations. Like, I know that Loic's daughter's name is Lelia, and so they put an accent on the first E so that you know to emphasize that first syllable, as opposed to saying like Lilila. So I think this might be a Felicie sort of thing, instead of like Felicie. Yeah, that makes most sense. But really, this is our third time crossing paths. You'll have to forgive me. I only know the one other. You wouldn't remember the first time since, you were unconscious. Outside the Hollow Temple. I brought you back to Tarn. Really? Then I've fallen further into your debt. Not at all. I'm just happy to help. She sits there, staring into her lap for a while. I forgot whose point of view we were in. It's Ysmé. Since we've run into each other like this, can I ask what happened at the temple? Oh, but I can't imagine you missed it. Towering deity struck down your superior's ship in plain view. Well, yeah, but... I mean, before that, when the temple lit up, was anyone else there?
maybe a woman about my age with short hair, and she would have had a cape tied around her shoulders too. The two of you were there, so I figure you might know. Quick question. Where are we? What? The middle of nowhere, on a path to some ruins no one's cared about in 50 years. Does that about sum it up? More or less. I don't... Great! Because I'm having a hard time believing a rookie OS patrol just happened to run into us here. You know the whole shield is looking for me. I liked your little rescue act, but you didn't mistake us for random travelers. You've been following us. So what's the plan? Let's say I know this girl you're asking about. If you were hoping a first aid kit in a cereal bar would get me to tell you anything, you're not gonna cut it as a cop, hon. Fel should quit the shield anyway, and not be a cop. Should just not be a cop. Just don't do that. You're right. That's why I quit. Oh, I forgot that she quit. I stole the SV, all my equipment, and just ran. After Longley destroyed the temple, when he knew that someone could still be inside, Please, I just want an answer. I want to know what happened to my friend. I need to know Nino's still okay. Nino? No, we couldn't. So you really do know her. She's someone who means a lot to me, and it's my fault if there's any chance she's alive, that's all I want to know, please. I have, like, vivid memories of what happens at the end of this chapter, and I'm just like... No, don't tell her a thing. He flashes me a wounded look, then closes his eyes. I'm very sorry, Miss Frey. Believe me when I say I hope for Nino's safety with all my heart. What? Then that's it? Mr. Ard, with how she talked about you, I thought... She said you saved her life. But now you won't help me find her? All it takes is for this false god to say no? Oh, now I'm false? Sooner than you think, I'll be the only god. Mr. Ard here is just ahead of the curve. He's a very loyal follower. Too bad for you. You... She draws her weapon. That's more like it, rookie. Too bad it's still not getting you any answers. You can't kill me. She stares me down for a few seconds, obviously having second thoughts. Then her aim jumps to my side. I realize Loic has raised his palms to offer peace. Stupid! Then what about him? The look on my face spurs her on. You care if he dies, don't you? Miss Frey, please calm down. I'm not asking for a lot, right? You don't need to do this. It's not like I want to, but you're not giving me a choice. Why won't you just tell me? What else am I supposed to do? Sleep. Oh, what? Panicked, she studies her aim. But she must feel the air softening as he speaks. I can tell even before seeing the dim light pinned at his waist, swaying with his steps. He lays a hand on her and says again, his voice calm and clear. You've done enough, Fel. Sleep. Looking lost, she breathes half a question before her knees give out.
See, if I were her, I would have just shot you. If only. What flower was that? Hey, Feather, but give me a moment, please. He's knelt down beside her, rifling through the pages of his notebook. What, you're not done? That was too sudden. She'll suffer if I leave her like this, likely even more when she wakes. Who cares? I do. Please, just one moment. Now that I look at this girl, she really is struggling, clenching her brow, still breathing a mile a minute. The flower Loic picks out is another mystery to me, something white. As it comes alive, bathing her in light, he brushes her hair away from her eyes, then lightly cradles her head in his hands. He talks to her in that warm, soft tone. I can't make out the words. Her ragged breathing slows and the creases in her brows start to fade. Finally, something close to a smile shows on her face. All right, there we are. Pallid Woman Saturday is going great. I'm like trying to think about where, like, how much we're going to end up doing in the ruins. This will probably be like 3 hours. 3 or 4, maybe. Burdened with chapter 3 knowledge. Yeah, listen, in 5 hours, that'll be me. We will all be sitting here going, what the fuck? What the fuck? Did you have to do it like that? Like what? Nothing. I love, the thing is that Ysmé is already so Ysmé that I'm like, yes, give me more Ysmé. Yes! Yes! I feel like it's going to have the same effect that, like, this is such a fucking weird pull, okay? So bear with me for a second. When we played Trolley Solution at Ground Control, and we went into the second stage, and it was the, move the patient so that the organs drop into their bodies, and I was like, this is stage 2, and we're already going this hard. That's how I feel about, like, the end of chapter 2, and then you saying that to me, right? Like, I'm like, Ysmé's already been so Ysmé. What do you mean she's going to get more Ysmé? That's the Soul Sob experience for sure. Yep, Here's the thing, I love this story. It's so good. You're not going to pass out again, are you? You sound like shit. He winces with laughter. Unkind, but true. I can't advise you to depend on me for any more magic until I've properly rested. Lucky us to have stumbled into such a lovely campsite. Wait, here? With the cop? Formerly. And fast asleep, as you can see. Until she wakes up. Not for some hours, at least. And I assume you'll be awake to keep an eye on her either way. I wouldn't have gone to all the trouble of tracking him down if I didn't need him. And I'd already be in Ericus by now if I didn't need him alive. Still, what the hell? Whatever. Thank you, Ysmé. Good night. Here, take him. Huh? Huh? Go on. I Thank you? Yeah. So, you don't feel anything, right? Huh? No? Man, I knew it was a dud, but I had to try it. You didn't reread chapter 2 before playing chapter 3. Oh, buddy. That's gonna be us on stream tonight. No, wait, seriously. Huh? You know that research assignment? The one due next month? You're thinking about that already? Yeah, I picked my topic the day we got it, and you're looking at them. You mean the flowers are for your project? Oh. Not just flowers. I'm investigating flower language, one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. Flower language? Like unrequited love and stuff? That's what everybody says! Here, just read the stupid pamphlet they gave me in that place. In pre-Mosaic Palace, flowers with particular meanings conveyed messages of love and longing from sender to recipient. Thinking of you, I pray for your happiness, my heart aches. All could be expressed with the right arrangement of blooms. In accent, people would come to ascribe far more varied meanings to their flowers. While some might strike us as bizarre today, did you know that pink hydrangea means underwear? When taken as a whole, extendi flower language is beautifully nuanced and endlessly fascinating. And then there's a glossary. Yellow roses for friendship, Pelicias for regal beauty. Oh, there's the hydrangea underwear thing. It's so dumb, right? I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not the one researching this stuff. Well, first of all, Accent invented flower language, and they weren't just using it to send love letters. What were they using it for? Everything. Pink hydrangea means underwear. And what is up with the blue hydrangea promo art for chapter 3? Hello? Marcel Mullen, here we go. Marcel Mullen wrote about it. He said it was the most powerful magic known to man. With the right flowers, sages, they called them sages, could do anything. Healing the sick, taming the seas, moving mountains. That's right, they're sages. Loic is a sage. That sounds scary. It sounds cool. Anyway, it was a total mystery. The temple expedition couldn't get off the ground for years because nobody knew how it worked, and then Marcel Mullen actually met a real living sage, someone who could unlock the secret of the ruins. And they still didn't find anything? Yeah, but that's just it. That sage disappeared. Mullen's last report said the excavation team came back short one person. What? You mean they, died? That's what I thought. But here, look at this. She handed me a magazine open to the cover story. A familiar actress smiled at me, arm in arm with her co-star. Fifi Lacour? Aw, I didn't know she got married. Cute. Wait, the sage is Fifi Lacour? No! Read the article! I skimmed through the description of her luxurious ceremony. Famous designers, elite chefs, way more celebrities than I cared about, all piled into that fancy new resort at the top of new construction. Then, weirdly, a whole section about the flowers. When he proposed, he didn't even say a word. I swear this is true. He gave me flowers on my birthday, and I figured it was a sweet thought. But when I looked at them, I just knew. It felt like everything he wanted to say flooded right into me, down to the letter. I was stunned. He'd planned to give a little speech and then surprise me with the ring, but I was sobbing yes before he got the chance. Fifi's unconventional proposal left such an impression that she insisted on hiring the same florist for the ceremony itself. But when we asked for a name, she played coy, wanting to protect her hidden gem from the spotlight. Okay. You think this is the magic. I know it is. It's not exactly as mind-blowing as you made it sound. I was expecting her to say the flowers exploded. Oh, come on, you gotta admit there's something there. Fine, I guess. Anyway, I've been trying to track down this florist. Too bad Fifi didn't give you anything to go on. Right? And now there's like a million more shops jumping on the trend. I've been to a dozen already. But I'm not giving up. Not till I see it for myself. Look, people. Look with your own eyes. However tall the mosaic may climb, it remains only a tiny corner of the world as it used to be. And that world is all around us. Still. Right now. More than a memory, more than some trove of riches ripe for the plunder. The living, breathing world. But don't just take my word for it. Look! The request seemed easy enough. And despite the look on my daughter's face after the client had left, it wasn't too far out of the ordinary. I had considered a number of approaches. Striped carnations, your feelings overwhelm me. Yeah, Sarah. Of course. Sunflowers, daffodils, I take joy in my solitude. Pomegranate, if only I could. The more options I weighed, the less I could deny what I was doing. Flimsy euphemisms, every one. I was skirting around the obvious answer, the most direct expression of the client's feelings. How dare you? I sat alone in the workroom, watched by a crowd of scornful faces. The arrangement itself was trivial. I could have let one of the new hires handle it had I not feared wasting their effort. You weren't entirely sure of the timeline here. Yeah, no. I get it. I get it. Totally. I need to grab a... Hold on a second. I'm gonna grab my sweatshirt really fast. It got weirdly cold in my room all of a sudden. Ugh! But I made my bed. Nothing else to do but try again. Oof. Again, I traced the flower's form in my heart. I reflected on the client's seething words, and the meaning appeared to me. When I made to lay my hand on it, I brushed a different memory as one unwittingly touches a live wire. Concentration shattered, I watched another bouquet wither into uselessness. Just then, a call from outside swiftly cleared the storm from my mind. Dad! Come in, honey. Is something wrong? Oof, God. That feel when you're distracted enough that you lose all shreds of intonation. There's a weird customer asking too many questions. Don't say it like that. Yeah, bud. I think about Lilia all the time. I mean, she's asking about magic, the serious stuff. In her voice rang a note of conspiratorial excitement she'd barely attempted to hide. Uh-huh. And is our visitor representing the shield by any chance? I don't think so, but she's really intense and Sammy is so useless. Be nice to Sammy, please. He's too nervous. Everything he says just makes her more suspicious. I'm sure he's doing his best. Let's give him a break. I took a moment to check the flowers clipped to my apron, all in order before heading out to the floor. Samson had been with us at least a year by then, my first full-time hire. His open warmth made him an excellent clerk, but really I could leave just about anything to him but magic. Lelia, somewhat resistant to changes around the shop, would not fully warm to him for a few more years. She quietly retook her seat, obscured by a vase at the edge of the register counter, from which she could comfortably judge both Sam and this new threat. The confrontation had stalled by the time I entered. Sam stood anxiously at the counter, looking anywhere but at the impatient young visitor. At last, he met me with great relief. Hold on. Oh, Mr. Hard. Whew. I think this young lady has some questions for you? So I hear. Thank you, Sam. Then I took notice of the visitor, a girl seemingly only a few years older than my daughter. A confident smile spread wide across her face at my approach. Well, good morning. Hey there! You're the boss? I am. Is there something I can help you with? Yeah. Matter of fact, I think you might be just the guy I'm looking for. You know, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Here's the thing about all of the characters in Soul Sub. I love all of them. Then I hope I don't disappoint you. Please go on. See, I'm researching the magic of flower language. That's what you do here, right? Certainly is. After all, expressing our hearts to one another is a kind of magic. This bitch has been doing this the whole time. He did not need Ysmé to help him talk around concepts. Yeah, okay, but I'm talking about something way bigger than that. Real magic. I read that in ancient Accent, people used flowers to do things we couldn't dream of today. Legendary, world-shaking stuff. Miracles, even. Wow. And to think I've wasted all these years making centerpieces out of them. I forgot about that joke, actually. That's really funny. Oh, did that just repeat? Really quick, I would wish my friend a happy birthday. Come on, I know you know what I'm talking about. Worn down somewhat, I tried a warning. I'm afraid I don't have a clue. What God-fearing Mosean would? What's there to be afraid of? What's he gonna do? Who cares if he doesn't like the old world? It's not like he can stop us from talking about it. Hi, Niels. A brief silence passed. She was young. And hey, it's too late to play dumb anyway. I already know this isn't a normal flower shop. Is that so? Well, yeah. The big guy over there freaked out as soon as I asked about magic. Sorry, boss. I think the apology clinches it, Sam, but that's all right. I mean... You know, I have never considered religious persecution last name. See, I knew it! So, oh man, I have so many questions. Did you work with Marcel Mullen? To be honest, those days were so long ago that I hardly remember them now. Huh? I mean, it was kind of a big deal. You'd be surprised what people forget. Sometimes even what's foremost in our minds, like fresh footprints in the snow. I've got like 5 things happening in my head at once. Honestly, I'm really glad that I spent the morning cleaning my room instead of being like, I'll clean my room in between chapter 2 and chapter 3, because there's no fucking way, dog. That would not have happened. The visitor scoffed. Leah watched me closely. You don't believe me, but haven't you ever gone somewhere and completely lost track of why? Nope. Got a mind like a steel trap. That's youth talking. It sure is. I am, next week, in fact, is my birthday, and I am slowly losing all capability of maintaining long-term memory, like straight up and down. I'm not even 30 yet, but man. Yeah, this child has never walked into a room and forgotten why she was there. Me, I'm always forgetting the most important things. Actually, hold on. Just gonna screenshot that really quick because I am fucked up. Greg here can back me up. Look at his face. Look at his face. Nino, I've never walked through a door in my life last name. I was hoping you would chime in, Sam. I don't know, boss. I don't know. I'm real vulnerable right now. This is another really good screenshot. Samson, my guy. Kindly, the stranger laughed. Leah, too, and a bit more than she'd meant, for she shrank back into hiding when her voice drew a curious glance from the friend she'd yet to meet. Alright, that does it for the comedy segment. Let's move on. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Oh yeah, wait, there was something I wanted to ask about. Flowers, hopefully. I'm not sure I'm qualified to answer much else. Yeah, I guess? Wonderful. True to our name, we at the Messenger favor arrangements with purpose. We prioritize meaning over aesthetics, but of course we can accommodate any preference from you or your loved one. Do you happen to have a recipient in mind? Someone to whom you'd like to express a certain thought? Actually, that reminds me. Before I go offline, remind me I want to look at the glossary, because I want to show you guys. I don't think that I did after chapter 1, and I want to show you guys all of the flowers, because we do have the meanings of multiple flowers in here. All right, let's go back. Well, there's this one girl who makes me laugh and listens to me talk about anything, even if it weirds her out. And she's really pretty, too. And she's the best friend I've ever had, so she makes me want to do my best, I guess. You know? Oh, I should have written a letter, huh? That sucked. Not at all. One moment. I might have sent her away empty-handed on a different day, but I appreciated the diversion, however brief. Sincere affection. Very welcome break from the order I'd left on my table. Apologies for the wait. Here you are, for the one who brings you joy. Whoa! You did that so fast! And it looks so nice! Thanks! Wait, how much? On the house. Whoa, really? Thanks so much! I love Nino. And so the stranger left with a dazzling smile, having fully abandoned the matter that brought her to us. You should have charged her for that. My God, the world's youngest accountant. Where did I go wrong? Whatever. Thus rewarded with the look I adored, I'd have happily forgotten everything else. Yet I couldn't ignore the dark cloud over my assistant. Chin up, Sam. We're all right. Yeah, sorry for the trouble. Don't be. I should have prepared you. After the article, I'm relieved it wasn't an inspector. Next time, don't hesitate to call for me. You got it. You can't see the big thumbs up I just did. Tonight we will have cams on, so you will actually be able to see us. But I did not want to get cameras set up for a stream that was probably just going to be me for like 70% of it. Hi, Marn. Marn, Loic said a thing earlier about forgetting stuff, and I lost my fucking mind. I have the screenshot that I will put into the group chat, but I was like, oh my god.
Briefly passing the shop's side windows, the young visitor exchanged another cheerful wave with me before slipping out of sight.
Yeah, grimacing emoji is so right.
At the time, I expected her interest to fade long before the charm on her memory would, as was often the case with the casually curious. Complacency on my part, I admit. I'd yet to learn that Nino's was no casual curiosity.
Martin, are you just gonna be watching the floor? Yeah. I mean, in the worst case scenario, Antler Lad, like, the VOD will go up on YouTube, so you will be able to watch us after the fact. You may miss it live, but you will be able to see it happen. Marn, are you watching the floor, or do you want to hop in? Either answer is okay, but I need to know so that I know to jump into the voice chat. I know that you are doing shit this morning, so. Okay, great. Hey, time to wake up. Yes, Martin, I love this for you. I love that you are eating lunch and watching the floor. And I also love, this is, oh god, what's the thing the clown says, Marn? Oh, infecting us with their fungus. Jeff and Theo infected Marn with their fungus, which is the floor. Anyway. After all of that, I have to get back into Ysmé's voice. Hey, time to wake up. You've slept enough, right? I couldn't honestly say. Has something happened? Yeah, the sun came up and I'm tired of waiting. Get in. She gives the side of Fell's survey vehicle a loud slap as she heads around to the pilot's seat. I realize I'm not going to talk you out of this. What, stealing a stolen SV? Really? Stranding this woman in the wilderness, I meant. Not my problem. Get in. Having left myself no room for resistance, I obey. Félicie stirs only barely, still enfolded in a joyful dream. I must take some solace in knowing I've offered her the only kindness I can. Aerial survey vehicles were a more common sight in the old days. Of course, the stated purpose of the outer shield remains unchanged, to protect the mosaic from external threats. But back then, average patrolmen often rescued would-be explorers who wandered too far off the beaten path. As the number of wanderers dwindled, so too did the daring rescues. At her age, I doubt Officer Ferre would have seen enough excitement in the field to earn this rickety SV its scars. But at least one mark is hers. A lone photograph taped over one of the flight displays. Ysmé coos sarcastically before flicking it out of her way. She takes us into the air with surprising ease, almost nonchalant. Clearly, this is not her first time piloting a shield vehicle. Meanwhile, I rescue the photograph.
really was Nino.
What? Oh, right, you knew this kid. Yes, I had the privilege of employing her for a few months. In a word, fearless. Her best and worst quality, to be completely honest. But we were all happier for her presence. She wanted more than anything to become an explorer. When the world moved on, her fascination only burned brighter. First time we met, she tracked me down looking for answers on the so-called Hollow Temple. Meaning she was after the sovereignty. I would say her ambitions fell short of yours. You two might have one point in common, although her religious upbringing was a bit more ordinary. So, what, ran away from home? Ran into the sovereignty's hall and got herself skewered?
Oh, Ysmé. We know what's on the other side of that gate, and her girlfriend wasn't there to bring her back to life. You do the math. We aren't entirely sure that Felicie saw Nino enter the gate at all. Whatever helps you cope. Seeing no future in which the survey vehicle is reunited with its pilot, I find a place for her photo in the pages of my notebook. It's all I can do. I hope that y'all are ready to meet and or re-meet the best character in the entire game, because that's coming up soon. Seed of splendor carved in stone, shaded by boughs of gold. So the poet wrote of Erechest, Oxen's ancient capital. The early Phaimic priests settled there for its abundant rains, which yielded many precious flowers. With the wild sword lily, the great cleaving, they shaped the mountains into their dwelling. Hybridization refined the meaning over time, enabling greater feats of architecture, more elaborate sculpture. At its height, Erechest became a marvel of engineering that inspired awe from across the continent. Now the seat lies barren, its splendor long eroded by the world-ending rain. After some few valuables had been collected by treasure hunters, Erechest quickly fell back into irrelevance. Ysmé looks over the ragged remains, her face hardened into a scowl. That was still Loic's voice, and I did a fucking historian-ass narration. Is this it? I wonder what you expected from my description of the place. You know I wasn't listening to any of that. Of course. This isn't Erechest proper, at least not as I've seen it. Treasure hunters approached it from the north, nearest home. We've come around the south. Can't imagine why they didn't bother with this side. Marcel Mullen would have liked to. He never found what he believed was Erechest's greatest secret. Is it the Sovereignty Deluxe, or should I tune out now? Unfortunately. Oh? The ground shudders, then lurches. From behind comes a scraping sound and a tremendous crash. And just as abruptly, all settles again into stillness. When we turn to look, the parked SV is nowhere to be seen. Swallowed, I realize, by a massive rift. Clearly, no act of nature. Exalted and witness, go forth. Eyes all aglow, Ysmé peers over the edge into the depths. There lies Erechest's legendary subterrane, the holy city beneath a city, prepared for us as if on a platter. Briefly, I consider what he would have given for such a view. How's that for service? Come on. Indeed, our guide has graciously provided a path down along the cliffside. Scalable with a good deal of care on my part and very little on Ysmé's. She hops down on instinct, apparently having taken to her new invincibility as a fish to water. At the deepest point, a great effigy carved upon the wall beckons us into a long, dark tunnel. So, humor me. If we're the first people to find this place, there's going to be treasure in here, right? Surely wealth pales before the promise of godhood exalted. It does, but until I get my godhood, why shouldn't I have a little spending money? Maybe you too, if you behave. You're very kind, but I get by. Okay, there we go. Not that you'd find much luck converting relics into spending money in this day and age. Wait, Ysmé, stop. I point out what I've noticed. Set into the floor a few paces ahead, a brightly patterned tile. I can see the faint outlines of flowers layered beneath its glassy surface. Not decoration, I'm guessing. An anchor stone. As implied by the name, it's designed to anchor a very elaborate enchantment. I'll spare you the details, but suffice it to say they aren't usually displayed like this, except as a deterrent to intruders. Oh, you're saying it's going to curse me if I walk on it? Not out of the question. What's the worst a curse is going to do? Kill me? Is death the worst punishment you can imagine? Oh, you're going to have to try a little harder than that. I'm not saying this to frighten you, Ysmé, only to offer my experience. I've treated my share of unlucky grave robbers as it happens. The ones afflicted for only a few hours insisted they'd endured weeks of screaming agony. Sounds fun. To each their own. How'd you cure them? Primarily lavender, mild standby. Means peace, comfort, relief from anguish. Why do you ask? Because you can just do that again. Let's go. Ysmé. Ignoring me, she walks across the tile. Then waits a moment. Then shrugs rather dramatically. All right. Oh my god, you hate being wrong. You hate it so much. You're gonna cry. This is my favorite line in the entirety of chapter 2. It's so fucking funny. Oh, fuck. On the contrary, I've never been happier to be wrong. Anything that saves us the trouble. Shit, what? Are you okay? You may be onto something, Ysmé. Maybe I do hate being wrong. You motherfucker! Do 50 push-ups right now! Girl, what? Even absolute obedience only wrenches about 7 out of me. Yet, in truth, as I stepped onto the tile, I did feel something. Not pain, but a strange searching, as though I'd spotted a familiar face but forgotten the name. Before I could process it, before I could even wonder at it, the sensation had fled. I remember that. And I don't remember what it means if it comes up in this chapter. Wow. This is a hell of a lot bigger than the last ruin. And hardly a ruin at all, in fact. Ysmé, you'll recall the professor whose writings sparked your search for the sovereignty? The thing is that I don't think it's him forgetting an important thing. I think it hints at something bigger. But I can't remember if that is a thing that is brought up in this. I can't remember if that's a thing
that I know comes up later in this chapter, or if that's referring to something else entirely. He theorized that this man was the last to wield it. Oh yeah? Who was he? I'm gonna go with Samsarai. But I don't think that's right. The final king of Accent. This place is a monument to his rule, or so I gather from the inscription. So you can read it. Oh, not a word of this formal stuff. May as well be a different language from the Aksendi I know. But the flowers carved into the frame paint a clear enough picture. We often see these 5 associated with royalty, each extolling the monarch's virtues. By this point, I expect Ysmé to tire of my explanation and order me to move along. Instead, she stares up at Sarai's image in total silence. Bet this guy was a real piece of work. I wonder what makes you say that. Just a hunch. That's a flower he's got, right? What is it? That is unmistakably a witch gaze. A mark of authority. I wonder, too, if it served as a symbol of his sovereignty. Wait, there's a flower that can give me the sovereignty, then why are we wasting time with all this? No, I'm only suggesting that it was a visual metaphor here. A clear sign to the people of the time. Okay, what does it do? Pardon? I mean, if you did your magic thing with this flower, what would it do? It's a faulty assumption that every flower necessarily does anything, Ysmé. Answer my question. Yeah, I know. I know. It literally is this track that just hit. 'Cause it's been relatively okay the whole time. Voice volume. To the best of my knowledge, then. I told you that the early priests settled in Ericast because its climate yielded many vital flowers. The most prized of these was the wild pansy, whose meaning in its purest form is essentially unrequited love. You're shitting me. No. Earnest devotion refused by another. That meaning is the progenitor of the witch gaze. It was refined through cultivation over many years, revealing new complexities, deepening beyond description. The poet chose contempt. Shame as a bridle on the defiant. At a time when factions warred for control of Accent, the witch gaze rose to prominence as a tool of conquest. Unification was won not by military might, but the power to grind hearts and minds underfoot. Neat. Where do we get one? Of course. I'm supposed to be winning followers. This sounds like a pretty convenient way to go about it. But I can see you're just dying to tell me all the reasons I can't. Setting aside my hopefully obvious objections for a moment, it would be impossible. The witch gaze is a variety of garden pansy with a very specific, very rare coloration. The royals of Accent bred them with purpose. Obviously, we today do not. Great, so only this one color is any good? Most pansies bear less potent meanings, far closer to the original love spurned. Although if you visited my shop, you'd find the even the lesser varieties absent. Which brings me to the second flaw in your scheme, Ysmé. I can't read pansies. What do you mean you can't? It's the nature of my work to invoke emotion in many forms, some more complicated than others. I've attempted to incorporate common pansies into an arrangement before, but their meaning isn't compatible with me. Even at its weakest, it demands a certain mentality which I find disturbing. Yeah, more evidence that this man does not have the fucking juice. Ysmé agrees with me. You're too much of a puss. As always, you have a way with words, but mine seem to have failed me here. Let me put it this way. Have you ever seen warmth in the builder's smile? Excuse me? Supposedly, it's there. As someone who falls more than a bit shy of his vision, I've never been able to verify that myself. To me, it always appeared more like derision, a kind of mocking hatred which drove my younger self to dark places. Antlerlad and I are both, head in hands right now. Ugh! Of course, I don't presume that you share my exact point of view. But when I speak of contempt as wielded by kings against their subjects, that is what I mean. I love the implications of burdened with knowledge because it implies that we are going to get more in terms of the builder and the things that we think about the builder and his relationship to, in my head, Ysmé specifically, but perhaps both of them. Yeah, don't actually tell me any of this, but I'm like, yes, 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 yay! You can be a real buzzkill, you know that? Oh, not at parties. They love me. Ysmé's interest mercifully runs dry, allowing us to return to the more pressing matter of her trial. Okay, hold on. I'm turning the light on really quick. Oof. Okay, let me rephrase. I'm turning another light on really quick. Behind Sarai's image, the path leads us to the heart of his monument. This? Well, everything points to it being a coffin, but it's the size of a bus, first of all. Befitting a king, I'd assume. Yeah, second of all, didn't you say he had the sovereignty? I said he might have. And there's a chance this place predated his rise to godhood. Bear in mind, tombs like these were constructed in the prime of life to the king's own specifications. Oof. Royals liked the idea that this kind of meticulous preparation ensured their comfort in rest. Yeah. Easy ticket to heaven. Bet he didn't make it. Yeah, I would say that most kings to heaven, probably not. But rest awaits us all. What's the difference? I'd sooner ask you, Ysmé. You almost went. Almost. If there's an afterlife, I didn't get a sneak peek. Ah, well. Perhaps it's best left a mystery. It's time already. The nature of the soul, of life after death, even the greatest minds of Accent barely understood these things. But on the far continent, shut up! I don't need the history lesson, just tell me a ghost isn't about to pop out of this coffin. Who can say? Don't give me that. Amazingly, her voice has grown tense. I nearly give in to the temptation to comment before I think better of it. Really, Ysmé, I have no idea. But if His Majesty were lingering here, I'm sure he'd have made himself known by now. Why don't we try... Oh.
What was that? There comes a snap through the air as if a seal has been broken and the coffin's lid slowly propels itself open.
Yay!
Oh my. What the hell?
Yay!
Namie? Namie, is it you?
It talks!
No, you aren't her. Where is Namie? Please excuse us. We didn't mean to disturb you. They're speaking in another language right now, in case you could not tell. I'm also very, very fidgety, so. I brought nail polish with me to ground control, intending to paint my nails moonshot colors, and then did not do that. So I'm doing that now. It's staring. What did you say? Did you piss it off? Ah. What the hell did you say? Hello. You must have traveled very far. I can speak your language too, if that's easier. My accent's that lousy, huh? Oh! Oh! No! Please forgive me, I didn't mean... No, I'm only joking. There we go. Here, we'll start over. My name is Loic. Loic, my lord, I'm honored to meet you. Aren't you going to introduce yourself, Exalted? Fuck no. Fuck no, my lady. No. Allow me. This is Ysmé. Don't just give it my name! Ysmé, my lady. Great ones. I welcome you both. My name is Tutu.
Tutu! The best character in Soul Song! Possibly one of the few characters who never did anything wrong in her life. I would say, there's a couple of them. One of the others is a literal child. So, you know. Tutu. It's a very charming name. You can't say that, it makes me worried about Tutu during war crimes. Okay, listen. Tutu is an alligator. Thank you. Someone... Tutu? Oh, I'm sorry. Someone important gave it to me. Ah, you were calling for Namie earlier? I'm definitely butchering that one. Yes. Namie is my friend. She left me in this place. It was dangerous, so I couldn't stay with her. But she told me she would come back for me someday. But I wonder how much time has passed. Tutu, this may be hard to hear. Please bear with me. I believe you've been asleep for several 100 years now. Oh. But Namie did tell me that it might take a very long time. And if I'm awake after so long, that means she's here. She came back for me. I don't see her. Hey, this is like a prank, right? I'd be astonished. What I can gather from the flowers in her coffin makes it clear. Tutu's friend must have spared no effort to protect her for a very long time. No wonder treasure hunting died if this is the kind of shit there was to find. Is something wrong? Not at all. Don't mind us. I'm afraid we don't know where your friend might be, Tutu, but maybe we can help you find... Not a chance. Absolutely no stupid errands. We can't rule out the possibility that this is connected to your trial. Will you really help me find my friend? We can certainly try. You're so kind! Thank you, my lady and lord. Ysmé, she could be a new follower. Be nice! Ysmé's never been nice a day in her life. Literally never. I don't think ever. Oh, please, no formality. Yes, formalities. I don't need to be on a first name basis with a lizard. Thank you, my lady and Loic. Ysmé, I hate to say this, when literally heroic quests for godhood are just wander around doing stuff until you get godhood. Yes. Tutu time! Which is a thing that I could also say about a 2002 anime that I really like, called Princess Tutu. Maybe your friend's gone ahead of us. At this, I point out the stone door on the far wall. It seems to open vertically, and it's clearly every bit as heavy as it looks. I have been rewatching Princess Tutu for a game of Canonize that I've been playing for Follow the Leader, which is a podcast that I do on occasion. And here's the thing about Princess Tutu. It's really fucking good. Like, rewatching it, I'm like, yep, this whips. Not going to be able to do the other hand until after I'm off stream, because I can't paint my nails with my left hand easy. I wonder, do you know of any mechanism for opening that door? Door... Yes or no? I'm so sorry, I barely know anything. But I don't think that door is supposed to open. Oh, so we're definitely about to open it. So we are. Would you be kind enough to part with the sword of Ericast you're holding, Tutu? Is that what this is? I don't know where it came from. I suspect it was left with you for a reason. You're aware of its meaning? Oh! You're a sage, like Nami! You know the great mystery! I study it, yes, though I'm hardly a sage. We'll see what I can bring out. I don't know, Loic. You seem like a sage to me. May I? Tutu hands over the flowers with excitement. Much like her, they seem to have emerged from the slumber as remarkably full of life as some centuries ago. The very ideal of a sort of Ericast, at least to my eyes. Sages, notoriously divorced, yes. I've never held one, but I know other children of its wild ancestors, facets of that primal cleaving revealed by the modern gladiolus in its many varieties. I dwell on its shape, tracing along its stems a winding fissure. The memory of Earth split apart springs immediately to my mind, yet its form begins to waver. Each branching crack becomes a delicate spiral, an arch inscribed with prayer, a figure swathed in marble, a condescending smile. All of these etched upon a pillar great enough to blot out the sun. What can I do with this? Whose works may compare to yours? Not mine. I have no mind for sculpture, yet you give me a chisel. So be it. See what I create. Oh! My lord, you're amazing! You're really amazing! Huh. Thank you, but I'm sure your friend would put me to shame. Alright. Shall we? I don't remember everything from before I went to sleep. But I know it's dangerous down there. We're prepared for little danger, Tutu. Would you rather wait here for us? No, I'll be brave. That's the spirit. Let's go. To be honest, I was kind of expecting him to just open the door. He breezes past the shattered wall, smiling at Tutu, then at me. A polite little after you flourish for us both. But for 1 second, I saw a feeling on his face I could actually put a name to. Past the wreckage, a rough staircase leads down into the darkness. This has to be it. The site of whatever trial the voice has planned. I have to believe that, or I'm going to go insane watching this gigantic baby lizard tiptoe down one step at a time, coached along by her new mommy. In places where the walls aren't broken up by tree roots, there are paintings. Little figures in various poses, dancing past Tutu as she stumbles her way down. Loic glances at one before he speaks. Forgive me for this, Tutu, but I have to say, I've never met anyone quite like you before. It's okay. I know animals don't talk. It's wrong. What? Unusual, certainly, but wrong? Humans are great beings. Their language is powerful. I don't think I was meant to have it. Sometimes I can feel it. It's wrong. Oh, but really, we weren't meant to have language either. Fahim broke divine law by granting it to humans, or so the story goes. I can't imagine it's any more wrong for you than it was for us.
Now that you mention it, I think Nami said something like that. Then Nami had the right outlook. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Come on, it's a little freaky. I wouldn't. It's freaky, admit it. It's freaky, as are many wonderful things in this world. But we've strayed from what I wanted to ask. If you don't mind, Tutu, how did you learn to speak? I didn't learn. It was a gift from the great king. Truly? And how did he grant such a gift? I can't remember. I'm sorry. No, that's all right. I'm only surprised. What an incredible feat for a mortal king. Wouldn't you agree, Ysmé? Yeah, incredible. This guy had the sovereignty and he blew it on making an animal talk? Was he 5? Tutu? She's stopped a few steps behind, staring up at a spot on the wall. The dancing figures gather around one much larger. Actually, looking at it now, I realize this ringleader is the only human. I also forgot that we were back in Ysmé's POV. Ysmé only has whimsy for herself. Nothing else. Ysmé has whimsy for clowns. That's it. Hang on, these are all animals. There are more of you? I think so. I'm sorry. I wish I could remember everything. I'm gonna have to try and remember that I use this Tutu voice later when we're on, when we're in Chapter 3, because I'm pretty sure Tutu is in Chapter 3. Maybe I can help? This mural reminds me of a story I've heard.
Really? Oh god, we don't have time for this. Ysmé, no! I'm putting my foot down. No more stories. My apologies, Tutu. It sounds like I've exceeded my story allowance for today.
I just realized Loa gives me Professor Layton vibes. Yeah. Yeah, it does. No. No. Ysmé. Ysmé, no.
Oh my god! 2 minutes! That's it. More than enough. I'll tell the abridged version.
Yay!
There once was a priest who sat in the gardens and sang praises to Fahim. His voice was so beautiful that it would draw the animals near in wonder. Seriously? A chimera heard the priest's songs from within its cave. Filled with spite, it thought to silence him forever. One day, a strange song drifted from the cave and captivated the priest's heart. He wandered helplessly into the chimera's den, where he was slain. The animals who so loved the priest gathered where his body lay and began to sing in his memory. This heartfelt song revived their fallen friend, who sang together with them for years to come. The end. Was that so terrible? No, I laughed, I cried. Still not convinced this had anything to do with my trial. Oh, I don't know. Consider that you yourself were raised from death by an earnest plea, Exalted. You didn't sing. My mistake. Clearly no connection whatsoever. Truth is weathered down by the ages into stories like this, Ysmé. Eventually, even the truth of our journey together. A priest, a chimera. History might remember you and me very differently someday. History will remember what I want it to remember. And my first act as sovereign will be wiping your cute little singing animal story from the books. Noted. His little smile is really fucking something here. What did you think of it, Tutu? The story was for you, after all. But Tutu doesn't look right. No. Tutu? She clutches her head, panicking, then focuses on me. Despite everything, I was starting to accept her as intelligent. But the thing glaring at me now is pure animal. I jump back before her jaws snap shut. She snags my sleeve with her teeth, tearing until the fabric starts to give. Shit! What's your problem? Tutu. Loic flinches at her bared teeth, then steadies his voice. Tutu, easy. It's us. We're not going to hurt you. It's wrong. All wrong. Ugh. She pushes out each word between growls. Loic puts a hand on her arm. Listen to me, Tutu. Again, that softness on the air. Stay with us. Stay with us. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's okay, Tutu. Dad voice activated. So true. It's okay, Tutu. Everyone's all right. Speak for yourself. Are you going to explain what the hell that was about? Hello? Hello. I'm sorry, but I don't think we've met? It's Ysmé. Huh? Yeah, it's cunty onesie time. You've ruined my outfit. Of course I had to change. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to me. I heard his voice and I felt so wrong. Whose voice? He came from far away, from a place where people sang, and he would sing in the gardens, like your story. We sang for him, to make him happy. But then something terrible came. I'm scared. You're safe with us, Tutu. I promise you that. You'll be brave, won't you? I will. I'm going to throw up if these two keep doing whatever they're doing. The real heart of this place is just ahead. I can almost taste it. But also, some of the best art in the game is that little sketch of Loic and Tutu. So fucking good. I need to stop being distracted. We come to a room on the way. Nothing but another door leading further down. A glorified staircase landing. So we press on. As we approach the depths, something sparkles on the tree roots lining the walls. How lovely. I wonder what these are. So there are flowers you don't know. Well, the vast majority, I'd wager. Countless species have simply been lost to time. These would appear to be some type of orchid, but beyond that... These are... Remembered something, Tutu?
Yes! The flowers underground are important. Naomi said they were important. That's promising. Did she mention their name by any chance? Not that I remember. I wish I could help more. No, don't worry. He plucks the nearest flower he can reach. Let's just call them monument orchids for now. They have to mean something juicy, right? Juicy, I'm not sure about. Well, guessing won't help us at any rate. Meditation reveals meaning, but without some sort of starting point, that could take weeks, even months. Months? Pessimistically, I'm hoping we have a bit more to go on. Tutu, do you remember anything else about these flowers? Even the smallest detail Naomi might have told you. They would make his voice? Tutu? No. No, please stop. The darkness beneath the roots moves. It starts to churn, dripping upward through the air in long trails. I look closer and see something tangled up in it. Yeah, fucked up animal shit is about to happen. Animals. Fur, wings, scales shuddering together. A giant herd, eyes all opening at once, all shining on us. The shadow carries them up in its tendrils. Big, exotic beasts, birds, whatever else. It gathers them together, twisting their limp bodies into limbs of their own. Then, a voice rings clear as day in my mind. Loic shares a look with me. He hears it too. Yeah, the Chimera didn't like the singing. Exalted seeker of the sovereignty. A second trial is upon you. No! It jolts awkwardly, slamming one limb against the ceiling, then the walls. Somewhere above, I hear a sound like a landslide, then animals screeching, bodies broken by the impact. The thing pauses for a minute, and the shadow knitting it together turns again. Thin lines begin to ripple out over its limbs. In an instant, its wounds are cleared away, leaving nothing. Not even a speck of blood. Tutu's already scrambled back up the steps, screaming her head off. We follow behind into the antechamber. Oof. But the way beyond that is blocked off. What the hell? Welcome to your cat. No, no. Tutu crumbles to the floor, grasping at her head. Wrong. It's wrong. Wrong. Now? Really? Tutu, it's all right. I can still hear the stampede thrashing downstairs. Only a matter of time before it catches up. Out of habit, I put my hand on the wall. What am I expecting? Stupid. I only have time to glance. It's not going to match perfectly, but a wall is a wall. I picture what I want, eyeing the right spot on the floor, and pull the trigger. And now a false slab of wall conceals the corner where Tutu's melting down. As claws scratch up the stairs, I duck into hiding. Tutu howls on while Loic runs his hand along the ridges between her eyes. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Tutu, hush now. Be at ease. You're precisely where you belong. And then it arrives. It shambles past us, loose bodies weaving in and out of the herd, all huffing and braying. The fake wall fools it, but it doesn't leave. Maybe it can smell us. So it stalks our vicinity for a too long minute, then finally turns to try the other end of the room. Ugh. Well, it's not quite the chimera I imagined from the story. Ugh, and I'm guessing my trial is to kill it. But it healed itself. Let's not jump straight to violence, Ysmé. We may only need to pacify it again. Okay, Mr. Pacifier, you're up. Well, the lavender wouldn't take. I know too little about what we're dealing with. The new ones, then. The orchids. What about those? Right. My instinct says they must have been used to hold the chimera down there in the first place. Yeah. So use them to put it back. With no idea of their meaning, I can't use them for anything. Plan A, then. Wait. Suddenly, the chimera turns its writhing heads back towards our hiding spot and starts stalking back across the room. Please, I need a diversion. The conditions are less than ideal, but if you can buy me a few minutes undisturbed, I may be able to turn up a meaning. Fine. Don't say your god never did you any favors. Thank you. With the flower in one hand, he closes his eyes and seems to leave us. Tutu, curled up by him like a dog, makes a pathetic face as his petting hand stops. I can hear the chimera sniffing around just outside our hiding spot. What are you going to do, my lady? Oh, shut up. The fucking glitter sound effect really killed me the first time I read this chapter, and it's still funny! Oh! How did you do that? Shut up, I said. I lob the ball out from behind our hidden corner. It jingles as it bounces along. Oh no! You've dropped your beautiful ball, my lady! Huh? There! I got it! Tutu. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back now. Please just wait right there, my lady. I love Tutu.
beyond form, beyond symbol, beyond the veil. Lay open your heart beneath my lips, and I shall tell what I know.
Ugh, she's like a dog. Anyway, I'm gonna chuck this ball as a distraction. Nothing can go wrong.
The poet's writings usually serve me as a bridge. By her words, I walk across the mire until I am left to wade in. This bridge is much shorter, yet I prefer it. Freed from the constraints of ceremony, of reverent study, I can simply get to the point. They would make his voice. Then, as if summoned, that same voice rose to torment her. Wrong, wrong, again and again. But these were not her words. I reflect on the flower's form, seeking sense within it. In the array of its petals and its barest weight on my palm. In its sigh, bright and fragrant, devoured by the earth. In the decaying roots adorned with ribbons of lace. Beyond all these, the sound of rain. It fills the air like voices shouting to be heard, joined one moment in alluring harmony, the next only noise. As I sit and listen, a stray drop singes my hand, raw, bracing pain. It sparks in me a kind of ravenous panic. I imagine myself running out to burn alive in the storm. But I have crossed the threshold. My refuge is endless as the sea. Now I see where the rivulets run, where violent waves crash and fall silent. Silent! Exhausted with relief, I grasp at my throat for a cry which never comes. Hey! Hey, hi, did you find out what your flower means yet? Silence. What? Go fuck yourself. Thankfully for all present, this is not a command. I think this joke also made me laugh the last time I read it. No, the flower means silence, Ysmé. Oh. At least that's my first thought, but... Where's Tutu? Oh, she got eaten? Oh. What? I distracted the thing. I did that. You have to thank me for that. After offering my sincerest gratitude, I look out from the hiding place. As I feared, the Chimera's form has changed. Now Tutu's face emerges from the tangle of shadows, her body limp and jaws wide. But the swarm does not move. Glassy eyes gaze in every direction. Shadow ripples out again, smoothing over its form as if adjusting to the new addition. Well, now's your chance if you were planning on stopping this thing. I'll need more of the flowers. What? Why? Oh my god, I don't care. Just go. I'll even buy you more time. The light of creation gathers at her fingertips. I realize this is the clearest view I've had of Ysmé's artisanry, yet it remains as perplexing now as before. Without the slightest indication of effort, she summons to her hand a slender blade wrought purely from the canvas of her imagination. Hello? What are you staring for? Move. Take care, then. Precious few flowers remain intact after the Chimera's rampage. To compensate for my shallow meditation, I'll need every single one of them. Tearing down the blinds and staring into the sun is not my favorite approach, but if it works, I'll gladly pay the price later. I think that is a thing that you should not say, Loic. You are going to reap what you sow. Much like a dream, the finer points of my vision have already slipped away from me. I grasp for the only fragment I could put to words: silence. But as I steer my mind toward intention, the meaning escapes me. Each word of invocation falls leaden from my lips. Silence in solitude, in peace, in the depths from which this creature emerged. None of it resolves into anything. Silence in... But no, not that. Before I can consider returning to meditation, a familiar clamor arrives. So much for silence, huh? Ysmé tumbles into the room, blood-stained and wild-eyed, her construct sword broken at the hilt. Next, the Chimera. It throws itself on her talons, pinning her to the ground. Tutu's jaws open mindlessly over her leg. Struggling, Ysmé tosses away her useless sword and conjures a different weapon. 3 shots. The Chimera reels. Almost instantly, that strange shadow issues forth, stretching out in tendrils to lap at wounded flesh. Ysmé turns to me in an angry panic. You better tell me your thing's working, because this isn't. No. I've tried every angle, but it doesn't fit. What? 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 The meaning, silence to quell it. It did seem too simple. I'm missing something. I need more time. Well, you don't have it. The Chimera is mended. It strikes at Ysmé with precision and snaps her up before either of us can react. She is immortal, of course. The sovereignty's voice has exalted her, rendering her impervious to harm. This I believe. My belief doesn't stop the Chimera from biting down, grinding its teeth, spilling blood. No scream rings out. Satisfied in its triumph, the beast flings her with all its strength. I cannot bring myself to watch further and flinch from the sickening crack against the wall. Jesus Christ. Myriad eyes swim around the room before falling on me. I hold the lone orchid with trembling hands, its silence the furthest thing from my mind. Well, that wasn't very nice. Sorry, hold on. And she stands. Her body whole, unadorned, unblemished save the gleaming scar. She stands atop a mound of rubble as though nothing has happened at all. Hello! Normal for girls! We're just gonna sit here and bask in this for a second, okay? We're just gonna sit here and look at the way Ysmé looks right now, okay? We're just going to sit here and burn this image into our minds, okay? Antler Lad, I have been thinking about this for like months. When did my log say I first read Soul Sov? Late March. It's now late November. I have been thinking about this for months. 8 whole months I have been thinking about this, okay? I promise. Of course, I had noticed it that morning after her exalted revelry. But seeing her again like this, the resemblance strikes me anew. Solsov makes me insane. Now look, I liked that outfit too, you bitch. The chimera thrashes in rage, a chorus of shrieking cries. A shiver runs through its collective form, shifting it into something new. At last, it speaks. I'm not going to read the chanter, actually, because I have no fucking clue how you do this with one mouth. Who in chat has, God. Oh, it's so much worse through headphones, Jesus Christ. Who in chat has listened to Friends at the Table? I need to know. The words are not Exendi, not Musayan, not any language we have heard. Somehow their meaning transcends ignorance. Listen, if you've listened to Counterweight, you will understand why this track skeeves me out positive. I am also, I have listened to, like, Counterweight and most, and a high run up to, like, Midwinter. Yeah, buddy! And, like, that's, and, like, part of Partisan. Like, that is the most of Friends at the Table that I've listened to. But I hear these bells and I lose my face, I go, ugh! Rigger was so fucking cool, man. Of his kind.
So, you finally decided to speak up. Who are you? You know what? I think I can do this, actually. Chasing freedom, I fled to this land from a paradise you do not know. For love of the late queen who harbored me, I served her witless son, the throne-bound god. I had deserted my chorus, yet song lingered in me. Realizing I think this might be the same voice that the same intonation that I used for the voice of the sovereignty. Good job, Mac. And so I sang in the gardens of his menagerie, soothed each day by the company of his beasts. But the great king saw what little joy I took in my ritual, and he knew no restraint. With barely a thought, he willed voices upon the captive beasts as a gift. As Fine gave unto us, he sneered, blasphemy upon blasphemy. He surrounded me, singing in horrendous tones, gazing with enlightened eyes, in my honor. I could not bear it. Shame and horror sickened me to death. Yet my suffering did not end. The beasts gathered at my side, raising their mournful voices together. Until desecration itself answered their call.
Yes, exalted, I share your title, but do not mistake me for your type. The sovereignty is an affront to the law I once defied, and now my soul is forever tainted by its mark.
Good to know the sovereignty can be passed on simply by deeds and not through intentions. Well, oh, divinities, I repent! Yet you have abandoned us as we rightly deserve. Did the fall of Oxend not suffice? Will you only return to a world purged fully of sin? Then let this vile power be of use. Let these witnesses bear forth my wrath. Your wrath! Interrupted by a teeny little hiccup right in the middle. Death to the sons of Sarai and Pelisian alike. Death to all who defy your will. The beasts he wears cry out, shaking the earth. Are you done? I get it. Voice sent me here to listen to your little story, teach me the dangers of the sovereignty. Power corrupts. Something like that? Well, sorry about your king. Promise I'll be even worse. Fool! Hush, Exalted. That's enough. What? Now I know you. Now I see the shape of your pain, this endless cycle of misery. No! Quiet, I will not hear it! How you long for peace. Witchcraft, perversion, by the divinities I rebuke it! How deeply you ache. Stop. Lay down your fury a moment. Be cradled in sunlight, in the wind's soft sway. Go in dreams to your paradise, to the embrace of your gods, and sing. The Exalted sinks into slumber, his faithful with him. His grip on Ysmé relaxes and she wrenches herself free. I need a moment to come down. By the time I really look at her again, I've already missed the restoration of her glamour. Then again, I doubt observing the process would make it any easier to fathom. Not bad. Not enough. He'll wake soon. Whatever power kept him dormant for this long is beyond mine. Even then, it wouldn't free his victims, these poor witnesses bound to a man who despises them. Their devotion empowers him as mine to you, but by their numbers, he's practically a god already. To get to the point, he's invincible. Nearly. I wish this silence were just that. An undoing of the king's gift, a way for them to become as they were. But no, I have it now. As Fayim gave unto us the maddening din, then silence. It means the refuge of rest, the end of life. If I read it to them now, while he's asleep. But let me find another way, please. Like what? Clock's ticking. You just said he's about to wake up. I know, but I can't do this to Tutu. Then it's a good thing you're not calling the shots. I'd rather wrap this up now than wait for her to start chewing on the both of us. So enough stalling. Do it. And there it is, the burning hand on my heart. Perhaps this once there is mercy in it. He doesn't have the sauce! Forgive me for this. So much harm at the hands of two men playing God, and now you must suffer a third. Forgive me. He's such a fucking coward. It's awesome. Once, order was with us. It sustained us and guided us along. Then a great king summoned us, so we left the wild and gathered before his throne. He prepared a beautiful garden for our home, and the men of his court would come and see. They marveled and taunted us and touched us, knowing the king had bound our nature. Lorgard is helping me stop being a people pleaser more than any therapy could. So true. Some were different. One man would simply sing, and his voice sounded sweet to our ears. We loved him. But the king tired of us, so he willed us to change. Our bodies straightened, allowing us to walk in step with him. Wisdom bloomed in us, and for the first time we knew ourselves. At the king's command, we danced and sang in his court. He brought men from distant shores, filled our minds with their foreign words, and made them howl with laughter. But the man we loved never sang for us again. Profane creatures, demons, there is your maker, he who perverted your nature, he who severed you from perfect order. Shatter his throne, feast on his flesh, show him the horror of his sin. I speak of the shore where all is washed clean. I speak of the end to shame and sorrow. I speak to you, weary ones. Come to me, and I will lead you there. To silence, to rest, to a kinder being than this. I give you the sun's warmth. I give you the joyful breeze and clear rivers teeming with fish. I give you the fullness of my heart. Take it with you and rest well. Wait. Whatever face the next world wears, let the beauty you knew remain. Whatever sorrow it brings, let the joy you knew remain. If all else fails you, let my love always remain. I would take you with me if I could promise to keep you safe. Where I'm going, I can't do that. I'm sorry. But I can promise one thing. However long it takes, we'll see each other again. I don't break my promises, Tutu. I won't start with you. Now good night, my friend. Be strong. No, wait! Don't go! Don't leave me! I'm hitting like all of the range of my voice right now. The choking darkness starts to lift. The air smells like the sea. Freedom is there. Rest is there. The others have waited so long. Tired of voices, tired of everything, they disappear into that light. But I can't. I can't go. I don't want to go. Vile thing. Darkness snaps shut on me. It's everywhere, echoing with his angry voice just like before. Only now I'm the only one left to hear him. I have to escape. It takes all my strength just to crawl forward a bit, but I must. Another voice is calling me. Tutu! Tutu, can you hear me? I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't be like this. I know language wasn't meant for me. But I have it now, so can't I keep it? I don't want to go, even if it makes everything better. I want to remember my friend. I can't die until I see her again. Demon, aberration, submit. Then see her. Live, if you're prepared for what that means. I know he won't go away. But that's fine. I won't let him control me. I'll be brave. Kill, tear him apart. I can't stop myself. I've used up the last of my strength and now my body moves on its own. But he doesn't back away. That's the spirit. Then stay with us, Tutu. Stay where you belong. And even though he isn't her, and even though we just met, he reaches out to me like she did. The other voice keeps shouting, I want to strike, tear off his hand. But he runs it softly along my face without fear like she did. When he speaks, his words embrace me like hers did. If order has no place for you, then stay here where you are loved. Everything is quiet. There you are. There's our friend. That panel of Tutu lunging, I almost all of the panels in this visual novel are so good. Flat Fuck Friday! If I hadn't been at a concert last night, we would have streamed Chapter 3 yesterday. Do you think you'll be all right now? I think so. Good. Good. He slumps and falls down on top of me. Ah! Oh, great. No, my friend. I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Yeah, he'll be fine. He just needs a nap. Where's a concern for me? I got a little roughed up too, you know. It's me, you idiot. Get used to this. Oh, I'm sorry, my lady. What a mess. I feel like I've caused you both nothing but trouble. Oh, you have. Now why don't you start making up for it? Well, I wasn't gonna lug Loic upstairs by myself. Tutu Princess carries him the whole way. For all the blubbering, she's as strong as she looks. That barrier in the antechamber is gone, so we head back up to the entrance past the king statue. But the tunnel that brought us inside is caved in. Guess the chimera hit its head on the ceiling a little too hard. So we double back, taking a path around the back of the monument. There's a small courtyard overlooking the underground. A building across the river catches my eye. Tutu's stamina runs out and I'm not about to carry her. Camp it is. I make a light for the empty fire pit in the courtyard and Tutu scrambles over. Oh! It's not warm at all. You're a lizard. What do you need with warmth? My lady? Where did you and my lord come from? Oh, the only place there is to come from. Where is that? Oh, God. Listen, I get that you've been sleeping under a rock for however long, but if you want an explanation of everything you missed, you're asking the wrong person. Until teacher wakes up, this is your one, okay? Oh, okay. Basically, after you went to sleep, poison rained down from the sky and everything died. What? The only safe shelter was a big tower called the Mosaic. That's where we all ended up. The Mosaic, where is it? Not far. Then again, you're always on its doorstep, no matter where you go. And what is it like there? Oh, paradise. Oh, how wonderful. I'd like to see it. Oh, we need to teach you sarcasm. I take it you didn't know the builder in your time. As in the one who built the mosaic. It's God. Everything there revolves around him and his vision. Anything he doesn't like, his fanatics beat into submission one way or another. That sounds scary. But we're outside the mosaic now, aren't we? So isn't it safe for people to leave? And go where? The mosaic has everything. Power, water, convenience. Who's gonna leave that behind for this? Once you get far enough out, there's nothing but wasteland. Monster country. Whatever world you came from, whatever you're expecting when we get out of this cave, it doesn't exist anymore. Looks at Ysmé with my big eyes. So true. So get used to it early. The last thing I need is another meltdown when you finally see it for yourself. That's... I don't know what to say. Conversation over then. Good night. When morning comes, it's still mostly dark. A little sunlight falls through the cave ceiling, but it isn't enough to warm my skin. My lady is in the same spot. She looks like she never even went to bed. And my lord stays asleep even longer than me. My lady? What? Aren't you hungry? I don't want to say it, but I haven't eaten anything since before we met. Instead of answering, my lady tosses something at me. It's a thing of meat. Oh, thank you so much! When I try to take a bite, it shatters. Didn't hit the spot. Fucking rude, Ysmé. I know. There might be fish in the river. I'll catch some. Please wait here, my lady. I'll bring some for you, too. Don't, bother. Oh, well. I run down to the river as fast as I can. Just as I was hoping, it's full of fish. Hey, you'll remember that there was a third save file in my save files. From my actual save file, and then a thing that's coming up in a second. There's one splashing right near the shore, and I could probably just grab it. Maybe I should try going out further into the water? So, what should Tutu do? Chat? I don't remember which one I picked first last time. So. Yeah, I don't remember what I picked last time, but I know that I saved here because I wanted to do both of them. Alright, let's try to catch the closest fish. Tutu makes a terrible splash and scares the fish away. Maybe that was just the wrong approach. Alright, I guess we're going to the river. Tutu makes a terrible splash and scares the fish away. I should try to be a bit less clumsy. Now that I think of it, I should be letting the fish come to me, right? Alright. Do we wait? Or do we carefully take position in the water? I'm gonna make the decision. We're gonna carefully take position. Oh! Scared the fish away again. Well, we are a giant alligator. Is this not what you expected? What part of you is still an alligator, Tutu? Does that twisted, lumbering body of yours recall how to swim? Does that sniveling voice draw in prey? Stop. My lord, my lady, like a fool. And still you grasp at what you were. Stop, please. And I think that about does it. Beautiful work. Oh, Christ alive. In the mid-afternoon of a false winter, the mosaic sun had slowly begun to dim. Oh, that was the wrong lever. Wrong lever, Crunk! Sorry, I was trying to recline in my desk chair and accidentally hit the lever to drop me onto the ground, apparently. The messenger had closed early that day. After seeing us through to the quiet end of a grueling holiday season, Samson was out on a well-deserved vacation, leaving daily affairs to me and a few part-timers. Nino had joined us about a month prior. That is, a few years after our first encounter. What she lacked in experience, she more than made up for in eagerness to learn. The thing about accidentally dropping my desk chair is that it does make me shorter than I already am, and man, I don't fucking need that shit. Trying her hand at basic arrangement that day, she showed surprising talent. I'd even said to her, it's almost a shame you're set on a different career. Oh, come on, me? I couldn't do this stuff. Don't sell yourself short. You have a keen eye. Thanks, but I mean, I could never be a normal florist now, you know? With more training, you'd be anything but. You should see some of the work that passes for normal in NC. Not what I meant. Part of the job is indulging me when I make jokes, Nino. If you refuse to do that, you leave me no choice but to send you home for the day. Take care. Wait, you're gonna clean up alone? Hardly anything to clean, but I appreciate the thought. While I began sweeping the workroom floor, Nino took her vase of flowers in one arm and made to leave. She offered a, well, followed it with nothing, and continued to linger by the door. Hey, so, boss. No. Well, I didn't even ask! And now I've spared you the trouble. Well, why not? For reasons I've already explained to you. Okay, hear me out. You don't have to teach me everything, just the basics, and then I'll, figure out the rest. With all the kindness in my heart, out of the question. Come on. So maybe it's dangerous, but it can't be that dangerous. Oh, girl. Girl. You're teaching Leah, aren't you? Lelia is my daughter. Sorry, that was dumb. No. I set the sweeping fully aside and went to her. Please, consider this. You've seen the amount of effort I invest in self-preservation here. Carving out this refuge from the builder's gaze has not been easy. For the time you have left with us, I can continue to protect you. But once you go on to your next adventure, do you believe you'll figure out the rest without endangering yourself? She wore that intense expression with which I'd become all too familiar. I'm not afraid of the builder. I know, but that doesn't answer my question. Man, I don't get you. Look, this will sound rude, but I'm just gonna say it. If I could do what you do, I'd take him on. I'd change the world. Once again! More evidence that Loic does not have the fucking sauce. Not rude, Nino. Only mistaken. Now please, go home, and let's put this topic behind us. For now. Have a good night. Yeah. See ya, Mr. Ard. She was still young, and her ambition was no lesser. And as I continued to clean up the shop, reflecting on that conversation, I caught a glimpse of myself in the glass. On days such as that one, just after the sun had gone out and the skylight began to fade, the greenhouse became ideal for meditation. I usually savored a moment or two with my thoughts before setting about the evening's chores in earnest. When Lelia took an interest in magic, I happily offered up that time to her. That evening, once her typical after-school nerves had finally settled, Leah began to focus. She sat in deepening calm, tracing and retracing a path from memory to meaning. At last, peering beyond the veil, she read... I lost it. That's all right. What distracted you? I don't know.
Make the effort. We want to examine our feelings as best we can.
Well, I felt silly. I had the words, but they were corny. Oh, Leah, this is the danger of being a writer. So fucking true, bestie. Don't worry about sounding impressive or correct, or even coherent. Say what begs to be said in the moment. Whatever rises to your lips as the spark within you comes alight. Those words have power, but not without confidence. Even, like, let her rip? If that's truly what comes to you. In fact, I think the poet might have beaten you to that one. She forced a laugh. Leah, honey, what else is on your mind? I keep thinking, what if I'm not any good at this? Looks like we'll never know. You've shown that you can do it. You say that. I mean it. I wouldn't have agreed to teach you otherwise. But still, whenever you do it, it sounds so much... No, never mind. Examining our feelings, remember? I know. Maybe that's the problem. I don't really want to do that. It's often the hardest part. Maybe... Leah, maybe it would help you to keep your motivation in mind. Huh? What drove you to apply yourself to this in the first place? They're so good. They're so tasty. Before we started, I asked you what you wanted to do with magic. Do you remember your answer? Sure. Make people happy. Help people, you said. She shifted in her seat. Don't be ashamed. All of us lose sight of our goals sometimes. This is a demanding art. You have the talent, but motivation is just as vital. I only want to make sure you're confident in yours. She stared long at the topic of our lesson that day, the yellow rose in a dish of water in front of her. So, what's your motivation? To protect all that I love. To make them... Dad? Yes, sweetheart? I asked what your motivation was. Is it a secret? You can't see my face, but I'm giggling and kicking my feet. What? Ah, finally. I wake in a cold, damp place. Ysmé sits nearby, staring impatiently as I gather my senses. Ysmé, good morning. Not exactly. I see we're still underground. The tunnel caved in. I've been waiting for you to get up so we can look for a way out. How long have I been asleep? Too long. Those blackouts aren't going to become a recurring thing, are they? Not if I can help it. That particular invocation was taxing, to say the least. Well, the monkey's paw curls here. But I won't bore you. How are you recovering? Recovering? From what? I understand that the sovereignty has rendered you immortal in a sense, but the chimera tore you apart. I can't imagine that was easy on you. Yeah, the monkey's paw is always curling with Solsov. Oh shit, I turned auto on somehow. Hold on. Guess I'm made of stronger stuff than you, then. So long as you're well, nothing more needs to be said. Take care, Ysmé. That's all I want. Please. If you want me to take care, you can start by keeping yourself conscious for a full day. How does that sound? Fair enough. Forgive me. Wait, where's Tutu? She got hungry. Ran off to catch fish a while ago. How long ago? Wrong. It's wrong. It's unforgivable. I shouldn't be like this. I grab at my own face. I want to claw it off. Then do it! Atone! If you want so badly to quiet my voice, then rid the world of us both. Tutu got the moral OCD demon. So true. No, I can't! Please. Namie. Oh, Tutu. Come here. Come to me. In my embrace be at peace. You are loved. You belong just as you are. Namie? No, Tutu. It's only me. I'm sorry. I said I would be brave. And you have. No need to apologize. I remembered something. Namie rescued some of us. The ones she didn't rescue became the Chimera. They attacked and hurt so many people until Namie locked them away underground. People were still afraid, so they gathered the other animals she'd saved and killed them. Namie hid me and we escaped together. She kept me safe. Whenever I remembered the chanter's voice, she would talk to me and make it go away. Like you do. Your friend cared very much about you, Tutu. She sounds like a tremendous person. I can't presume to fill her shoes, but whenever that voice troubles you, please do come to me. Ugh. Thank you. I'm sorry. None of that. Now, let's catch a fish. I'm pretty sure we're near to the end. And I hope so, because my throat really hurts. He says something quiet at the edge of the river. He asks the water and all it carries to be still. The fish don't scare when he steps in. I am not going to take a devil's nap. Yeah, we're really close to the end. The fish don't scare when he steps in. They don't struggle when he picks them up and tosses them to me on the shore. At camp, he takes out a notebook, and from that, a little red flower. He says a few more words over it, not quite a prayer. Your hand ignites the horizon, but go easy on us. A touch will do. A great blaze of fire roars up to answer him. 1 second, I think it might leap out of the pit and burn him up, but it dies down quickly. It's warm and nice. Only after we've been watching the fish cook for a few minutes do I work up the courage to ask. How do you do it? Well, without a kitchen, there's not much more to it than leaving them over the fire. Are you sure you don't want yours to stay raw, Tutu? I'm sure. But, I was asking about the mystery. The what? She means the magic I practice. It's a classical term. Ah, of course it is. Did your friend not teach you about flower reading, Tutu? Maybe. I still don't really remember. Antler Lad, we are both giggling nervously right now. I must have watched her use it, but I don't understand. Can you really make fire like that whenever you want? With the aid of a Policia, yes. Although I'll admit my supply of them is dwindling. I only have the one left. The one you're wearing? The one red, I meant. They take an awful lot less coaxing to ignite than the gold. And you wasted one to cook fish. Oh, I wouldn't call it a waste when it's created this nice moment we're enjoying together. Loic, you fucking coward! Don't make me throw those fish back into the river. What is a Policia? Ah, right, you would have called them something else. Well, it's a flower which means fire. I'm sure you already know every flower has a meaning.
Yes, but why?
That's an excellent question. Tutu, do you remember what I told you earlier? That language originally wasn't meant for us humans either. Yes, it was very nice of you to say, but it's the truth. In fact, it's a basic principle of the art. It's said that we were created in the image of the first gods, the divinities. In the beginning, we were mindless instruments by which they regulated creation. Magic dwelled within us, but it wasn't ours to use. One of the divinities, Faim, took pity on us. They revealed to us the language of the gods, which sparked our great awakening. Empowered with free will, we began using magic to manifest our desires. This, needless to say, gave our creators a scare. The divinities saw that this change was irreversible, but it could at least be suppressed. And so, working quickly, they cast their language beneath a confounding veil. Oh, so... I still don't understand. That's just fine. Much of the theory doesn't exactly lend itself to explanation. The simplest answer to your question is this. Flower language only exists as a means to confuse us. A great mystery, entirely by design. To look beyond the veil, as we put it, is to claw and scrape for something hidden from us. Something divine. So it really wasn't meant for you. The gods tried to take it away. And here we are regardless. Call it the strength or arrogance of the human spirit. Would you like me to teach you the basics? What? I couldn't. I'm not worthy. If you were listening to the story I just told you. But I'm really not. It's not for me to understand, my lord. Please, let's not start with that again. We're friends. Loic will do fine. Loic. And this is only a stray thought, but from what you've told us, Naomi was a master. Perhaps learning about her art will rekindle more memories of her. That would be nice. Ah, your fish are burning. Oh, so they are. We'll continue this later, Tutu. Lady Ysmé eats one bite of her fish before throwing it away, so I end up getting two. Which is nice, but... Alright, enough. Let's move. Already? We've been in this cave a day too long already. If the voice won't bother to give me my next trial, we may as well work on finding a way out. Your trial in Ericust is not ended, Exalted. What the hell? Don't tell me all I had to do was call. Light floods the cave. I wish it were the sun's, but it feels so cold and strange. LMAO get owned, Ysmé! The voice that speaks out is even stranger. Greetings, Exalted and Witness. No, go back to what you just said. My trial's not done. We handled the Chimera. That wasn't it. Your witness has performed admirably in your name. His triumph is yours. However, you did not demonstrate your readiness to rule. You have neither passed nor failed the trial as it was presented to you. Hi, Caro. What? And who's deciding whether or not I'm fit to rule? That is my role. You can't see me throw the 2 peace signs up to my face, Caro, but that's how it's going. Oh! Well, you're such a good judge of character, you put the fucking builder in charge. So please, enlighten me. What am I missing? What did he have that I don't? A worthy sovereign has rallied the world to their vision. They are adored more than any other. Their rule is inevitable. You have not yet risen to the builder's height. Though your witness is powerful and firmly devoted, he is only one soul. He alone will not see you to victory. I'm feeling good about the decision to reread Chapter 2 right before reading Chapter 3. And I take it we're not counting the lizard. I can't make out anyone in the light, but I feel eyes on me. Man has judged you worthy of enlightenment, thus I address you again. You mean me? You stand as witness to the chanter, yet you now follow a new exalted. Your existing pledge may be nullified only by your death. Do you understand this? You're the one who brought him back to life. You told us to pray, but we didn't know what any of it meant. Who are you? What did you do? I am the voice of the sovereignty. I guard the power to recreate this world. I seek a worthy sovereign whose vision may lead mankind to prosperity. This is my purpose. Recreate the whole world? I guess we're not counting the lizard. Ysmé, you've done nothing to make her believe you. So true. I was beckoned from my realm by the chanter's great strength of will and your great sorrow upon his death. By your devotion, he overcame the first trial. He undertook no others. But that's... We didn't want him to be a god. We just wanted him to live. And he hated us. He cursed us. Stay with us, Tutu. Everything's all right. Failed at every turn. I love when the voice of the sovereignty just speaks in a normal-ass voice. Suddenly, the voice is less strange, less empty. Doesn't make any sense, but I almost feel like I've heard it somewhere else. Very little is my power to aid you. I cannot nullify your vow to him. But you have made no pledge to this woman. If you do not accept her vision, you need not remain by her side. Honestly, good riddance. As far as followers go, you're more trouble than you're worth. But Loic is with you. So you must be a good person. Oh, Tutu. Tutu, listen to me. I want you to think very carefully about this decision. But I don't need to. I want to stay with you no matter what. And Lady Ysmé's really nice, actually. Oh, well, let's not overdo it. What do you know? Looks like I've got a growing fan club after all. I'd say I've demonstrated my readiness to rule, wouldn't you? If you have truly won her devotion, Exalted, then keep it. What? You have offered her as proof of your worth. Now keep her at your side, or the path to your sovereignty will narrow. Are you joking? It is decreed. Okay, and it was really obvious right there that the color shifted too. Mwah. Seek the guidance of Fahim. Go in triumph, Exalted. Wait, please, one more thing. I don't even know if Loic believes in Ysmé so much as he's a people-pleasing doormat who didn't want to live with the guilt of watching someone die. Like, no, that's pretty much how it went. Speak freely, witness. Another person must have come before you, through the temple as Ysmé and I did. A young woman named Nino. I mentored her for a while. I expected her to be in the mosaic, but somehow... I'd just like to know that she's safe. Please. Indeed, this person entered my realm. She did! Then... she has died. No. No. Willing yet unworthy, without the faith of a witness, she approached the sovereignty. She initiated the first trial, and failed. Her soul has departed. It is a great shame. By your leave, witness. But he doesn't say anything, only sits there with his head in his hand. Ysmé has to break the silence. Just go. Until next we meet, exalted. The light fades away. Loic? Part of me already feared the worst, but... what was she doing there? What could have happened? She was so young, she had... Oh. He weeps. I don't know what to do. I want to cry too, but it doesn't feel right. I turn to Lady Ysmé, panicking a little, but she's not looking our way at all. So, about this next trial. Loic lifts his head very slowly. What? Think of that girl as another favor for when I'm sovereign. The sooner we get there, the better for everyone. Do you feel nothing? Yep. I don't believe it, Ysmé. Beneath all this posturing, I don't believe you're truly so callous. Surprise! You're in denial, and it's starting to get old. How's this for callous? Forget about her. No. What have you done? Oh, shit, that actually works? Ysmé, what have you taken from me? Something that would have made you annoying. Now get over it. My lady, that's too much. Don't you start, or I'll make him forget you next. You need to get whatever ideas you have about me out of your head. I'm not doing this out of the goodness of my heart. I'm not on some righteous mission to fix all the builder's mistakes. I'm making the world I want. I don't have time to sit and cry over this one. Loic hasn't moved. He's still hunched over, clutching his head. Loic? But then he sits up right away, with a little breath like I've woken him suddenly. Oh, Tutu. And he puts a hand on my arm to soothe me. What's wrong? Are you all right? Great! Yay! Oh, I love to hear that. Yay! Yippee! I'm fine. But what about you? He looks surprised that I would ask. Me? I've rested plenty. If you and Ysmé are ready, then please don't hold up on my account. Again, the Trolley Solutions Stage 2 already going so fucking hard. He takes another breath and stands up. Now, that building across the river is most likely a temple. If the voice wants us to seek Fayum's wisdom, I see no better place to start. Shall we? The tears on his face haven't even dried, but he smiles for me, the same as always. He smiles for Lady Ysmé, too. But she doesn't look at him again for a long time. It's gonna pause me before I get into chapter 3, right? Like, it's gonna stop me. Hey, how was the, what was it called? Messenger? Like, because I don't remember exactly where this chapter is. No good. I mean, the guy was nice. He gave me these for free. Here. Oh, thanks. But he wasn't the sage. Didn't know a thing about the temple. Maybe, so Niels, I think so, yes. I think she is wandering around completely dick out constantly. I think that's the implication. What about the magic? Just love letters. None of the big stuff I told you about. Man, back to square one. Fell? Hey! Are you crying? What's wrong? In that moment, it was so clear. And then I got too used to you. My SV is gone. Not that it was mine anymore anyway. The mosaic rises high beyond the cliffs. Wherever I am, it's not that far from home. But nothing's waiting for me there. Not the shield, who would arrest me. Not my family, who would kill me. Not you. I don't want to think of what I'd do if the builder smiled at me now. Wind fills the canyon. Real wind, the kind that lives and breathes. But it doesn't pass through, it lingers, moving around me. I shut my eyes without thinking and feel wrapped up in it. No, she's not doing good. But if the wind could have saved me, it would have then. Why now? So I open my eyes and reach for my bag. After digging around inside for a few seconds, I pull out what I'm looking for. My standard issue construct printer, a chunky device just barely small enough to fit in my hands. I've only used this thing once or twice. Thank God I bothered to charge it before I left my station. It is 3 designs stored: emergency weapon, uniform, and vehicle. I set it to the last and confirm. The little device whirs and then slowly turns out a slip of paper bearing the printed design. An air cycle rendered in impossible detail. Or, not impossible. If I could tackle any part of this process by hand, it would be the drawing. I might even manage a decent replica with reference, even if it wouldn't run. Anyway, the drawing is done, and now comes the really impossible part. My eyes glaze over watching the device print 1,000 tiny symbols I'd need a magnifying glass to read. Dimensions, elemental composition, and processing. Everything that will make a contract usable. Solved with flawless precision. You can tell that I've been reading for too long because I can't talk anymore. I actually had a good handle on artisan formulas in school, but this kind of complexity just isn't practical for anything but a machine. Teachers like to say it's how he keeps us from getting carried away. The device beeps a few times before I click it off. I tear away the finished printout and kneel to set it on the ground. From his bounty, I'd be expected to say if anyone were watching, but it's not like the words do it. The sign does. So I fold my hands into place, a triangle to center the printed slip in my vision and focus. Something ignites behind my eyes, flooding everything in white. And then I'm looking at a new cycle. It crackles a bit, like they usually do. I know a machine-printed construct isn't going to last, but I won't need it long. If that woman survived, I have to believe you did too. And even if she won't tell me, Mr. Ard must. If he saved your life once, why can't he do it again? Oh. Fell. Okay. Okay, there we go. Surely he must. Alright, let's take a chance to look at the flowers really quick, because I don't think I looked at them last time. And then we will call it for the next 2.5-ish. No, hold on. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 2.5-ish hours. And then I will be back, and it will not just be me. So we have the Policia. Blah, blah, blah. Loic's commentary. The Policia is a textbook example of how meanings tend to shift with color. Flowers run the gamut between gold and deep red, the former conveying feelings of warmth and comfort, while the latter evokes the power of wild, destructive flame. Some of these are ones that we had from chapter 1, and I'm just rereading them. Like, the dandelion was from chapter 1. It's somewhat rare for phonemic meanings to align with the popular perception of a flower, as in this case. Really, the dandelion is anything but mundane, but I'll admit the shift in reputation makes it a bit easier to work with. Yellow rose. Oh god, my throat hurts. It's something of a miracle that the Exendi rose has endured this long, let alone managed to gain some popularity within the mosaic. It is frequently mistaken for the tower rose, another common hybrid with which it shares some ancestry, but I find the disparity and nuance between their meanings is minor enough to work around. Goodbye! I'm hoping that you will be here for the suffering also. Sunrose. It would be reasonable to assume that the sunrose also represents the virtue of truth itself, but divorced from its religious context, it has no power at all. Some take this as undeniable proof of the existence of the aspects, but I think the reality is a bit more complicated than that. Thanks. An urban legend claims that the dawn's eye radiates faint light in total darkness, though only when a single person is near to see it. Most consider this nonsense, but I've heard from a few who swear by it. I think it's fascinating. A flash of perception, perhaps. Proof of the latent potential for flower reading that all of us possess. And then the Cloud Sage. Memory is a powerful thing. In many ways, we are what we remember. Through this particular lens, we are where we remember, and our memory serves as a more literal touchstone. When the mosaic first arose, the Cloud Sage was not among the species preserved within its walls. By some miracle, it survived anyway, becoming a symbol of homecoming to those brought unwillingly under the builder's wing. Okay, here's the new ones. Hayfeather means sleep. Anyone thrown suddenly from wakefulness into the depths of slumber would naturally find it distressing, but easing the descent takes more time and subtlety than an urgent situation allows. Honestly, I don't like reading Hayfeather this way, but years of practice with it as an aid for insomnia have made it my most immediate option for self-defense. We are what we remember. Yeah, no, it's fucked. According to legend, Jasmine was first brought into Oxend by a lord who stole it from the neighboring land of Ahai. In retaliation, the Ahai raised their voices against him, cursing him with terrible nightmares. Faim supposedly saved him by revealing the flower's meaning as he slept, and so on. Frankly, I'm not sure how much stock I put in this story, but I do find it revealing. Flowers from all over the world were gathered within Oxend at the height of its power. It's not impossible to guess how the monarchy managed that. Poppies. Of the many flowers tied to forgetfulness, this one is quite benign, which made it a reliable safeguard back at the shop. Its effect is nearly imperceptible when read carefully, as the mind dreams up new explanations for the blanketed truth. Still, as with all flowers of its nature, it's extremely elusive in meditation. Lot of misplaced memory going around. Unlike its wild ancestors which carved out the foundation of Arrakest, the iconic sword was selected as a finer tool. The masters of old surely handled it with a delicate touch, but I have never been much of a sculptor. Wild pansies. I confess that my difficulty with pansies extends even here. In my limited meditations on the supposedly pure meaning, I've glimpsed that which must have caught the eye of ancient conquerors. In the sea of hopeless love, a pinprick of shame. I don't like to dwell on it. Gee! I also wonder if this is going to be a recurring thing. In the original Aksendi, Kesserat utilizes a pronoun assuming unity with Fahim, yet scattered writings tell of a sect which rejected man-made hybrids outright, calling them a corruption of the divine gift. Only flowers as discovered in the wild were of Fahim, they claimed. All others were poison to the soul. I sometimes wonder if they had the right idea. Damn. And then the monument orchid. No readings of Kesserat. Interesting. Even considering the circumstances, I do wish I could have avoided exhausting all of the remaining flowers. The vines may linger, but I don't believe they survived underground this long by natural means. They'll likely never flower again. When teaching my daughter magic, I sometimes reminded her not to think like a florist. I may need to remind myself. Fucked. Also, let's look at the cast page really quick. Oh, good. Okay, great. So you have different profiles depending on which epithet they get. Awesome. So you have the serene. You have the heretic. By extraordinary circumstances, Loic has come into the service of Ysmé, standing witness to her bid for the sovereignty. However little their philosophies align, they are united in their desire to end the Builder's reign. Fucked. Loic is a celebrity. Okay, and then it was just back to the serene. Okay. What do we have in... Oh, okay, and then we have different profiles for Chapter 1 also. Cool. The not quite customer, the florist. Ah, look at this profile art. You love to see it. Insane shit. Ysmé the blessed. Ysmé the runaway. I'm not reading all of these. My throat hurts too much. Ysmé the illusionist. Ysmé the divine. The end of humanity's refuge. Oh, those two profilers go together. Awesome. You got that one? Oh, it just went back. Okay. Awesome. Alma's here. Leah. The matching profile art goes crazy. Hi, Longley. Looking forward to seeing if we see more of him in Chapter 3. Don't tell me anything, obviously. Ysmé the Callous, a god in the making. Ysmé the Exalted. We won't. LOL, rip Longley. Ysmé the Tested. And then we're back to the Callous. Okay. Really? The thing is it's really funny the way that you sent the messages. The one girl. The penitent. Left alone, she may never have considered them at all. Fuck. That's fucked. Why then was she last seen heading for the Hollow Temple? Doo-doo. I read really quickly, so sorry in advance. Solsov is so fucking good. It's so good. Alright. So, we're gonna save. I'm gonna drop this into an empty slot. And then we're gonna go back to the main menu. Yes. So, thank you for joining me on the reread. We will be live at 7 Eastern with chapter 3. None of us have read it. Marn has seen, I think, like a couple of like minor spoilers, she said, but nothing like that actually tells her anything that's going on. Riley clicked open a spoiler that Caro posted in a Discord server. I know nothing except what people have alluded to in chat. So this is going to be fun. My presumption is that we're just going to go until we finished it, because unless, like, it's double the length of chapter 2, which I doubt, it'll probably just take us a few hours, right? Like, even with us reading and talking about it. Yeah, Caro, but I'm still not gonna click it open. So, I will talk to y'all again in about 2.5 hours. Go, eat some food, drink some water. I'm gonna go make a hot chocolate, to soothe my throat after, reading the entirety of chapter 2 aloud over the course of 3 hours. Yippee. I am not going to raid. We will raid, I'm not gonna raid someone now. We will probably raid someone after the stream tonight. So I will see you guys, later. I'm gonna put us on thanks.